today we're going to be playing some Minecraft. Today, basically, I'm going to be explaining this thing that's in front of me, which I'm going to attempt not to look at until we get up to the viewing tower. Over there is my Rube Goldberg machine, which I am showing on a new channel I'm being sponsored by, Static, Static 2K9XX. But, yeah, I'm being sponsored by them, so I want to thank them. Oh god, I forgot to turn monsters off for the video. Okay, back to game, and we're good. Okay, so down there is my, well, it's my cart system that I've got going to a blank place. This is just a show for this video. Basically, we've got two relaying boosters that just go back and forth and back and forth. And we've got a lot of track around it, basically to make it so when we press that button, that cart goes all the way down to that plate. When you step on that plate, it sends that booster all the way around, picks you up, sends you on your merry way, and returns itself into its constant relaying pattern. Basically, at the end of this, we would make it so that it would reset over there, which we might do in this video. And that is how that works. So, I hope you guys enjoy this video. This is going to be a tutorial, and that is how we're going to do that. So, over here is a very simple booster. If you want to know how to make one of these, we basically, I guess I can show you. I'm also going to teach you some basics of redstone today. But first, we're going to go down here, and I guess I'm just going to rebuild that basically, except in a slightly more organized fashion. This is me showing my father what TNT does. Yeah. But, I guess we'll rebuild right about here. And in order to rebuild, we do 1, 2, go down a bit, 1, 2, and we're going to build on this just a bit. And basically, we're going to build about 3 out. Yeah, I think it's 3 out. And 1 down. So it'll be this sort of shape. A box of 2 by 3, and then just an L shape. Okay, so to lay the track, basically all we're going to do is we are going to lay a track like this. We're going to go all the way down, up, and right here is where we make our loop, which will constantly reset, which I will explain later in the video, but until that point in time, who cares? So, now that that's done, we destroy this block here, and we're going to lay a block on top of it, and that basically sets this booster up for working condition. So we'll set that, and then we'll set this, and off it goes. That is a booster, ready to be unloaded, or it's basically just a relaying track of carts that is ready to be reset at all times. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it so, this is another thing we need to learn in the tutorial today. We need to learn how to make it so this cart can come off of this at the push of a button. In order to do that, we're going to place a thing. I place a thing at this turn, or that turn can work, but this turn is much more efficient. And we're basically going to place a block, lay track all the way down, and it's going to basically come off this relaying loop. In order to do that, what we need to do is we need to place redstone here, out to a pressure pad, which I have in my inventory. Yeah, I'm using a hacked inventory for this. If you don't like it, I really don't care. So what happens when you press this pressure pad is the redstone will go over here and it'll reverse this track to face that way, so that this cart will go off of its relaying pattern and continue over to there, which is quite nifty. And basically, if you want it to reset, which you can use in more complicated terms, I'm just going to show you a quick reset. Basically, all you need it to do is just come back around to that point. And 1 block in front, we're going to need to place this beautiful piece of dirt and place one of these. So that's how that works. Now that that's working, we'll reset this and show how it resets itself. It's going to go there, and it's going to go up and around. Once we press this, it will come around, and it will go onto our thing and instantly reset itself on the booster track. Now, some of you might be asking how we can use that in that form, which I don't even think I've showed that form yet, so I'm going to show how that fully works. I think all the boosters are going correctly. But, yeah, they look like they're going good. So basically, all we do is we press this button, boom, and that cart over there from that booster is going to land right there. Once it lands right there, you hop in, presses this, which will grab this booster, and it will launch us off on our way. This looks really complicated because I had some issues with space, and it just didn't work well. Oh, I hit another cart. But that was the reason that looks so complicated. It's really not. So basically, we could use this as a booster, and all we need to do is make a track, another booster over here, which we're going to make a fully working one. We're going to make another booster over here, which will be right about here, 1, 2, all the way down to a 1, 2, which this booster does not need to be as long. We're going to make it 2 back, and 3 across, and 1 extra down top. Okay, so this booster doesn't need to be as long, but whatever. Okay, so it comes up, and it goes around. Ooh, we don't want that. And the reason we leave this space in the middle, you can make it more compact, but mine seemed to glitch and make a circle up here. And that gets really annoying to reset over and over. So I just made it slightly longer, which works the same. It's just a slight bit slower, I think. I don't know. That's just my personal preference. You can make it a tighter loop. So we're going to reset that, and now we've got another running booster over here. Or a running continuous track, whatever the hell you want to call it. But basically, we're going to make it so that this works very well. Okay, so we're going to place another block like we had before, and we are going to go ahead right here and place it down our track. I'm not using my mouse, so my work, oh god, my mouse work might be slightly clumsy. But if you don't like it, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. I don't really care. And I'm going to show you a mistake people commonly make in a moment, which will actually help you quite a bit. So first off, we need to make this booster over here come out and go pick us up over there, because right now it's not. So it needs to come down right here, and it needs to curve over in this direction. It's going to need to come around this way. Oh goodness. Who did what? Okay, so it's going to need to come around this direction and pick us up. But as you can see, this is not going to work because it's going to be going in the wrong direction. So in order to make this work, what we're going to do is we're going to delete this. We're going to delete this, this pressure plate right here. And we're going to move it so it's right about, I'd say, here. Here will work fine. Yeah, we're just going to use that. So we're going to relay the track like it was, and we're going to move our redstone, which might look like a more complicated choice, but to be honest, it's not. So once this is moved, I'm showing common mistakes, by the way. I've made these enough to know what I'm doing, but these are very common mistakes that people make. Make sure that lights it up correctly, which it does not. So in order to fix this, the redstone has to be pointing at it. It can't be a dull block towards it. In order to make that happen, you need to make just like a square. And then that should change the movement of it, yeah. Okay, so what happens is redstone can only travel 15 places. So what we have to do, so let's say this was over 15 places. What you'd have to do is you'd have to build I don't even know what it's called right now, splitter. And basically, in order to do that, you place a block, and then you place a redstone torch. Oop, I don't want to get rid of my redstone. I don't want to get rid of my TNT. You basically place a torch, and that will reverse the signal. And the only problem with this is it automatically makes it so that is going around, which is not what you want. So all you have to do to fix that problem is make another one of these, which will have this torch off. And that basically makes it the same signal that you want to keep it off until you want it on. But we don't need that right now, so whatever. So basically, what's going to happen now is this needs to be able to come onto here, but this redstone's in the way. So you're like, what do I do? In order to fix this, what you have to do is you have to delete all this redstone. And what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to dig all this out 2 spaces down. Now that looks really annoying. Batman, I don't want to do that. Well, if you want this to work good, you have to. So get over it. Yeah. I just not mean to delete that, but whatever. And we're gonna dig this out all the way down. 2 down. 2 this way. 2 this way. Okay, so what we're gonna basically do with this is we're gonna put it underground. And I'm gonna teach you how to do that in a moment. But that will come back above the ground. Basically, everywhere past here, we can put dirt on top, and it won't need anything. But first, we need to lay the redstone. So the redstone's going to work just like it did before, except there's going to be stuff on top of it. The redstone will work as long as it's hitting the block that needs to be switched. If it's directly under the block, it will work. But if it's in a more, if it's like in a weird direction towards it or at a diagonal, it won't work. It's got to be directly pointing at it, at the block, and touching it basically. So now that that's done, we can patch all of this except for these two, which can be a problem, but it will be dealt with later. Yeah. So basically, we need to move this actually 1 space to the back, 1 space back, and move our beautiful redstone up like so. Actually, we need to move this 2 spaces back, excuse me. That was a mistake. But we need to move it like this so that this redstone hits it. Does this still relay all the way up? Okay, we're good. That's how that's gonna work. And in order to make this work though, we need our booster to still come pick us up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it like this. We're gonna make it so the booster will turn the track, the redstone will turn the track in a different direction. Or actually, it won't turn in a different direction, technically, it'll just move it weird, differently. So basically, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go like this. We're going to go boom, and we need to turn this this track, though. So, boom, boom, and boom, and boom. Oh god, that did not work like I planned. Okay, but yeah, these were the problems I was having earlier with my earlier one, and these were the problems I did not want to encounter in this video. Sadly, I did anyways, so sorry. But we need the booster to come pick us up. So in order to make that happen, we actually do need to take this booster and take it over this and come back and get us. So this is sort of complicated, but we're going to do it anyways. We're going to make it so the booster takes it right here. That's why we moved it so much. We're going to make it right here, straight up onto this, which we are going to make a beautiful little circle here to make it work better, but whatever. Okay, so that will happen. This will come up, go 2 up here, and it needs to go up another right here. But in order to do that, we're going to place, and delete. So this is how you this is why there were these bridges. These aren't needed in all situations, but in certain ones they are. So you're going to have to customize this to your personal situation. My best advice for doing this for your first time is have a large amount of room so that you can accommodate however much you need to make it work. So now that that happened, which we're extremely happy about, we are going to set this track up so that it'll land over here on that. In order to do that, we're going to test it. What we have to test is first off, we need to test this. We need to make this right here and do that. That. So we're going to test this and make sure this has enough speed. Okay, so if we got in that right now, it would not set the booster off. That's what we had to make sure for. So what we have to do to accommodate that is leave the track there. If that's too fast, I'm going to show you another method. Actually, I'm going to show you another method anyways, but whatever. This is going to be 2 parts, but I don't care. So this is going to go around and around and around, and we're going to press a button, and it's going to make our track go right there. Yeah, that'll work. That works perfect. But for some reason, it's not making this work, which I have to explain.